Hey guys, CreamCrazy here. Welcome to my Night of Champions 2012 predictions video. Doing it on a Friday for a change because I already looked at the spoilers and got the final match I needed to complete the card. Yeah, not to mention I'm also on my own here. Then again, I've got the video schedule for this weekend planned out nicely. I haven't got a video tomorrow because I want to watch the football results and just enjoy the Saturday that I have. Then Sunday I've got the Rico 3 wrestling rant video about Vince McMahon's Blacklist, and then I have the review on the Monday, and then that's it until December. Yeah, that'll be my last video until December. Will be Night of Champions review. Now I'll have to see what happens if I get the chance to do videos at uni, but you see my point. It's going to be a logistical nightmare. Anyway, let's get on with this video at hand, shall we? Because we've got a lot of things to get through. Now, Night of Champions. Okay, I can say one good thing about the pay-per-view card before I even get into it. All the matches have been announced! Holy shit, WWE, you've done it! You've made a pay-per-view which has everything. Every match you need on it. And now, it hasn't been done for a while. I think the last pay-per-view that happened, that was at WrestleMania. So, counting the clocks back quite a way to get back there. So, I'm happy, you've done it. Let's go on with the match predictions then, shall we? First off, we have Antonio Cesaro with Oksana in his corner, taking on a competitor to be determined for the WWE United States Championship. Now, this competitor will be decided by a Battle Royal on the pre-show. I like these ideas of Battle Royals on the pre-show. Makes you want to give a shit, doesn't it? Now, Cesaro hasn't got the greatest claim to being a legitimate champion because he didn't have many match wins in the lead-up to winning it. And a lot of people, even me, a Cesaro fan, can admit that. But again, his gimmick isn't the best either. Meaning that people in the Battle Royal have more of a legitimate claim to that championship. And, in all fairness, it means that if the guy goes against him, whoever it is, bar Hornswoggle, will probably make sense to put him in that position. Now, knowing WWE, they will listen to how we have projected our hatred towards Cesaro, not just as a gimmick, because the guy may be a good wrestler, but his gimmick isn't very good, and again, he isn't a legitimate champion, so they may pick up our feeling of that, and they will give the Battle Royal winner the victory. And I actually stand back, could be a legitimate thing to happen. I think the Battle Royal winner will be the one walking out with the US Championship. Let's hope it isn't Santino or Hornswoggle like I previously mentioned. That would be awful, wouldn't it? If Hornswoggle won the US title. Give a legitimate reason to hold the European Championship, though, wouldn't it? It would be good, wouldn't it? Next, we have Layla defending the WWE Divas Championship against Caitlyn. Now, the rumours have been circulating the last couple of weeks that, what happened? Oh yeah, Caitlyn botched the finish of a Battle Royal, meaning Eve should have won it, but didn't, and there's been people circulating everywhere that she will get the victory in the end, because she'll be added to the match, she'll win the championship. However, knowing WWE, they would do that, but the fact is, you shouldn't rush it. You've seen how Eve is just trying to be one of them, she's got a faux face turn, it's simple. And I can see it from here, I can see she'd want to go in it. She'd be begging whichever GM or even Mr. McMahon to enter this match. But she won't get it because she hasn't earned the right. Layla versus Caitlyn goes ahead as planned, and Layla wins because Caitlyn is not the best person to wrestle for this belt. In fact, I could name Natalya, Beth Phoenix, Tamina Snuka. Hell, I'd even go for Alicia Fox as well, because at least she can, as proven in the ring, she can at least have a go. Unlike Caitlyn. So I'd give Layla the victory, because then you can build up for a Eve versus Layla match at Hell in a Cell. That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me, people. I can live with that. Next, we have The Miz defending the Intercontinental Championship in a fatal four-way versus Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara, and Cody Rhodes. Now, it's very nice to see a fatal four-way for a mid-card championship because it shows that the title has competitors going for it. It has people who are going for it. And remember, my Judgment Day 2000 review, I said that you had Guerrero, Satin, and Malenko after the European Championship, and you had Hardcore Holly and Val Venus in the background wanting their chances too. This isn't obviously as wide, but you think about it. It's 4 out of 5. It's 4 people after one championship, and they've all been built in it. Because Mysterio and Sin Cara, tag team partners who could help each other out. Cody, former champion, wants it back. Mysterio, though, also has the fact that he lost to The Miz. Gives him reason to go after it again. This has something building. Good on him. Now, Sin Cara's got no chance. Because we all know why. Butt machine! Sorry. Did not see that coming. I'm still recovering from my cold here, folks, so bear with me if I do end up coughing up something. In the case of Cody, again, he just hasn't really got the claim to winning it, in my opinion. I just feel he needs to be a bit more. He's just there to fill it out. He's just there to fill the match out and give him a place on the event. It's then up to Miz and Mysterio. Now, Mysterio needs the belt to stay relevant, because all he can do, apart from being in this picture, is give him and Sin Cara a tag team championship team. You know, that's what I think will happen. It's what many people believe will happen. However, you know, it's just The Miz winning against 3 guys, 3 big names. Well, Cody and Mysterio are big names. Sin Cara is just Sin Cara. So, winning against those 3, that's good enough for me. I'm fine to see that happening. However, Mysterio may not leave with nothing, because I feel Miz will probably get pinned by Mysterio as a quick reversal from what happened at SummerSlam. Not to mention, because Mysterio with the Intercontinental Championship will give him a place. Because, yeah, where would he be? Where would he be without that Intercontinental Championship? Nowhere. So, it'll be interesting to see where WWE really puts this. Will they go with Miz and keep him as champion, making him still a legitimate force with a belt, giving him place? Or will they go for Mysterio because they kind of need to give him something, you know, just for the hell of it? You know, just to give him thinking, oh wow, you're a great guy, you're a legend, the fans love you, here's a belt. You know, I don't think they need to do that. At least they haven't done it with the next competitor in the next match. Because this next match, ladies and gentlemen, is the only non-championship match on this card. Randy Orton versus Mr. Money in the Bank himself, the show-off Dolph Ziggler, with Vicky Guerrero in his corner. Now, let me put this in perspective for you. This time last year, Randy Orton was World Heavyweight Champion and has increased his reputation for being the barrier of young careers. Now, he only put over the careers of 2 long-term employees. Kane at WrestleMania, because he needs to rebound from the Cena loss, and Mark Henry. Because, then again, Mark Henry needed a big, big push knowing what he was in for. You see, that sounds all well and good. But Wade Barrett and Cody Rhodes' careers and their pushes have been pushed back many, many months, you know? I feel, you fast forward, but Orton is still in a very similar position. He, of course, hasn't wrestled on pay-per-view in a while, but the aura of burying people is still in his repertoire. And he's facing against a fast-rising Dolph Ziggler. Now, a lot of people would say, getting into this match, oh, no, Randy Orton is going to bury him. I don't think so, because there's one thing that Ziggler has that Rhodes and Barrett didn't have. And that is the Money in the Bank briefcase. As a sign of a rising star going up, Orton should not beat Ziggler. It's simple. Put him over, make him look like a legitimate threat. That's what you do to a Money in the Bank winner. That's what Matt Hardy, for the most part, did to Edge. So, why not? The fact is, Ziggler got over the loss from Jericho at SummerSlam quickly by getting him fired. That was easy. That reduced the amount of impact that loss had within a night. That was a good booking idea. You see, if he loses to Orton, Orton will probably beat him again on SmackDown, and that will just compound it. So, he wouldn't be able to bounce back very quickly. And that's the one thing I'm fearing that they'll do. They will make Ziggler get his ass kicked twice by Orton because Orton's a big face. Simple. Doesn't really get any more simple than that. And it'll be interesting to see if he ends up losing, whether that does happen or not. Either way, Orton should not be the one who beats the crap out of Ziggler and ruin his rise. Thank God that briefcase isn't on the line, or this would be ridiculous. I'm hoping that isn't the case. If Orton Okay, Orton doesn't need to beat Ziggler, I'll point that out there. He doesn't need to. But WWE always thinks their big faces need to win to prove themselves. They don't. So Orton don't win, Ziggler will. And that's a really big shit piece of grammar right there. Won't win, sorry, Ziggler will. There! Looks like the fact I've been out of English language for a couple of months, it really is starting to hit me now. Anyway, the next match, and probably the most interesting on the entire card, bar the main event. Kofi Kingston and R-Truth take on, I absolutely love this name, Team Friendship! Daniel Bryan and Kane for the WWE Tag Team Championships. That is such a funny name. Who could not admit that is absolutely hilarious? Now, while the primetime players have, again, been forced out of a championship match, they have, however, been replaced by a hilarious team. Because Bryan and Kane as a team should be very fun to see on pay-per-view, knowing how ridiculous their match was with the primetime players on this week on Raw. Okay, sure, that match was overshadowed by what happened to Jerry Lawler, but then again, I still want to see more. These two guys could be the guys who could make the tag team division legitimate again, because Kofi and Truth haven't really made a splash, have they? They haven't really been able to, as tag team champions, be more than just tag champs. They haven't really gone into mid-card sectors as tag champs, or main event areas as tag champs, and been part of the bigger picture. And you think about it, knowing how over Bryan and Kane are from those anger management segments, that they could be the team that does that. They could be the team that can go through mid-card and main event boundaries and be something different. You know? It'd be pretty cool. Therefore, the fact even better, actually, they'll be able to keep the tag team division alive by defending regularly, because not just because they're over, but because they'll have to be forced to team together, defending those belts as part of this anger management therapy that their doctor puts out. It would be brilliant. It would be the shot in the arm that the tag team division needs. So therefore, Team Friendship will walk away victorious. However, here's a good question. After watching the end of Raw last week, whether Bryan walks away is another story. I'm watching you, Kane. I'm watching. Will you chokeslam him, tombstone him, help you win the championships, and just give him a big, big whack for all I care? It's something I want to see, because it'll be fun to add the antagonism that we got at the end of last week's Raw. Or do you want to do something completely different? Have Bryan lay Kane out for a change. That'd be something. Anything's possible. This match could have a lot written in it. It's got so much potential. That's why I'm looking forward to it. One match I'm not looking forward to, however, is Sheamus defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Alberto Del Rio once again. Now, this will hopefully be the last match in the feud, but Hell in a Cell is calling the match, I mean, not just the pay-per-view, so I can sense that will be where the feud is buried. However, here's a point. As Sheamus now has the Texas Cloverleaf in his repertoire, I don't understand why this is not a submission match. Because Cena had a submission match against Chris Masters in 2005, which he was forced into, which resulted in the STF being adopted as his finisher. And honestly, the reason why Sheamus has put the Texas Cloverleaf in is because he can't use the bro kick. The same way that because the FU was barred, he had to use the STF. It's the same thing. So why not a submission match, just to make it a little more fun? Oh yeah, because they're tempting the bro kick and other things need to be used, building on some story element to this. I don't know, maybe it's lining up for a submission Hell in a Cell match at said pay-per-view. Lord knows. I mean, hell, I wouldn't mind seeing that, because that could be quite interesting. Anyway, once again, I can see Sheamus winning with or without that bro kick, because, hell, he's beaten Del Rio twice already. I don't need any more convincing. Rodriguez will probably get involved to help Del Rio win, setting up the Hell in a Cell squash rematch, but I can see him being whipped too for the hell of it. I really don't see Del Rio winning this unless he wins dirty. It's obvious in every way imaginable, isn't it? It really is. It's just getting annoying that Del Rio can't fight and be a legitimate threat without Rodriguez getting involved here. It's a bit weird. It really is. And then, finally, we get to what will definitely be, as Todd Grisham used to say, the main event. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it is CM Punk versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. Now, I know this has been done time and time again, but it has been a while since it has fully happened. On pay-per-view, I should state. Now, it's a match that has been done, but I'm still excited for it. That's the great thing, because these guys, on the stick, on the mic, make this worth watching in every possible way. They've sold this match thanks to that chemistry on the mic. In fact, sure, last week, the end segment may have been shrouded by the cloud of Jerry Lawler's heart attack, but at the same time, it was emotional. It was intense. It was everything I have been pining for from a promo segment. It was absolutely everything that I wanted. It was the one thing I keep saying every time. Put an intense, emotional mic segment in, and I will be happy. That's the reason why I marked out over that. Because it was what I wanted. And, honestly, that's what I needed to sell it for me. That's what I needed, and I got it. I do want Punk to win, and be able to show where his Heyman angle goes, with him being the winner, because I can see where this will go with him not a loser. And I don't want to see it, really. And even though this event is in Boston, Massachusetts, I bring this to the table. That despite Cena being a Money in the Bank winner, he did lose it. He lost at Mania clean for the first time too. And it's all in the case of the last year. He may have had big victories against Lesnar, Kane, and Money in the Bank, and also Laurinaitis too, and Big Show. The fact is, he still looks vulnerable, and that's the impressive thing, because Punk has been on fire with great matches. He just hasn't been the number one guy, while Cena's been the number one guy. And even though he's had Superman comebacks, he still looks vulnerable. And I feel that, yeah, this makes the match unpredictable for me. It really does, because he might get booed out of the building in his hometown, and he might lose in his hometown, because you factor in all that together. The fact he's lost Money in the Bank, he lost at WrestleMania clean, he isn't the favourite for the first time in a while. This, to me, is also the fact that this could be something. We could see Cena actually saying, you know what, fuck it. Punk is better than me, he's going to beat me. That's what I think will happen. The problem is, though, it'll be difficult to really say whether Cena or Punk will win this, because either one of them, as me and NJ have concluded, once Night of Champions ends, and we have a new or a retaining champion, that's when we'll find out once and for all what's going to happen at WrestleMania 29. Because Cena wins, he goes to the Rumble facing The Rock, in Rock Cena 2. Punk wins, same thing. He goes to the Rumble, faces The Rock, and we get Rock Cena 2 at Mania. You see my point here, folks. What happens at Hell in a Cell, what happens at Survivor Series, what happens at TLC, doesn't matter, because all of it will be set in stone from here. It's ridiculous, really. I could go either way, but like many of their other matches, and this is one of the reasons why I love this feud, reason why I have always loved it when these two get in the ring. I can never predict a winner. It's happened again. I cannot predict a winner because there's so much that could happen from this match. And there's so many variables which say Punk can win because it makes his feud with his alliance with Heyman better. It makes Cena more desperate, which could lead to a heel turn in the future. We don't know. Cena wins, leads to the match at the Rumble. It makes Punk go a bit crazy, and Cena's the top dog again. There's a lot of things here, and I can't predict it. Once again, I am stuck between a Punk and a hard place. Ha! I just realised that quip. Nice. Punk and a hard place. I'm happy with myself for that. That was a good one. Anyway, so yeah, no prediction. I'll leave it up to you guys to say who you want to win in this one. I'll just take it from there. I don't really know who's going to do it, so even better when I watch it and go completely mental like I did at Money in the Bank, because not predicting this makes me more interested to see who does win in the end. Huzzah! And right, guys, on the 19.5-minute mark, I still do these full-length videos, don't I? I'm going to end it there. And Night of Champions on paper looks pretty damn good, doesn't it? It looks like it could be a good pay-per-view. Let's just hope. Because I want the last pay-per-view I do before I go to uni to be something good. Right? I think everyone can agree with that. What are your predictions? leave a video response down there in the comment section, or just comment it. Either way, you don't need to make a video for it. Either way, it'll work. You can do the rest of the stuff too. Like my Facebook page. You can like this video as well. You can fave my banners on DeviantArt, because if you want one, all you got to do is request them down there as well. Search me on Skype, because once again, guys, I've got a gigantic Night of Champions Skype convo. That's right, we're doing it all over again, because I love those combos. So if you want to be in it, say you're going to be in it. I'll add you to the convo list, and I'll message it roughly half an hour before the event starts or when the pre-show starts. Either way, it'll be done. Also, favourite and or bookmark my blog, because you're going to need that, guys. I'm going to have to keep stressing it to you all this weekend. My blog is where you're going to get the stuff unless a video is made during the time I'm at university. So put that down there. Look, put it in a wrestling sites column that you have with a wrestling sites folder on your bookmarks bar or something. Something like that. You know, on your favourite menus, have a wrestling site list, and bam, you got it. Simple. What else is there? Oh yeah, keep asking me Q&A questions, because you won't get them until December, but they're there nonetheless. And guys, I'm going to end it there. I'll see you on Sunday for my video on Vince McMahon's blacklist, who is barred from being on his company's broadcasts. Either they could be dead or alive. So I'm not ruling out the dead people here, because he may not be able to see them, but we can. You see my point. And this will be a good video, a good way to have my last proper rant on something. Also, before I go, well done on Jerry the King Lawler, for the most part recovering, not fully, but he's talking, he's responding to things. He could return to the ring sometime in the future. I don't know if that's going to be happening, but he could be. He's on the road to recovery a lot faster than many expected. Well done, Jerry. You beat it. And also, in response to those haters who have been spouting really negative shit on videos, praying for King, and all those people, you're low-life scum who just literally think, ooh, I'm going to be an attention whore by picking at a guy who nearly died. Wasn't the smartest thing some of you have ever done. You know who you are. In fact, I was told by 3 people to have a go at these stupid haters. So, I've just done that. Hope you like that. Guys, I've been Cream Crazy. You've been people watching. This has been my Night of Champions predictions vid. Remember, Skype convo on Monday morning, GMT, which is the time the pay-per-view is. And, yeah, video on Sunday should be awesome. I'll see you guys then. Have a fantastic rest of the weekend. I'll see you Sunday. Cheers.